when it comes to these issues, that if we want things to change, we have to talk it through. That was my only issue with Kenny, is that he went straight, and he talked about it last night, and he said, maybe I did it wrong by going straight to social media, because when you go to social media, you make it in part more about you than about it. Like, look what I'm going to do.
Right.
And he is a member of a football team, and I have no issue with the cause that he's standing up for and fighting against in this case, but he is a member of a football team that values its unity, and now he's turning the locker room, or helping turn the locker room, against that owner. And maybe that should happen. But Kenny believes so strongly in this cause that there's some hypocrisy, because he's still cashing this man's checks. If you really believe it with all your heart and soul, then you should either quit and go do another job, or demand that you be traded or cut and face the risk of nobody else picking you up or trading for you. Is that fair to say? That's how strongly I believe Kenny believes in this.
Well, but here's the thing. Stephen Ross believes so strongly in his support of this man that he's willing to put these guys out there on the field, even though as they was kneeling for the anthem. So should he not say, you know what, you're done? Skip, to give him credit though, Skip, because what we found out through some digging is that a lot of these owners have shown support. No problem with that. But they try to do it because they know the backlash they're going to face. See, Stephen Ross, Kenny Stills exposed something. You start reading this, people didn't know that Stephen Ross owned Equinox, owned Soul Cycle.
And by the way, reportedly, a bunch of people called Equinox and Soul Cycle and canceled their membership.
I've seen a lot of social media.
And that's, but Skip, I'm just trying to figure out, how can you say you're for this and you see what he says?
I got that. But you love Mr. Kraft, as you call him. Robert Kraft.
I do.
He's in the same boat with Stephen Ross.
Yes.
He keeps saying, hey, I've been Donald's friend for 30 or 40 years. Right. Stephen Ross went to 40 years.
Yes.
So at one point, they're just friends because this guy Trump is a big businessman in New York City, an entrepreneur, and I kind of like this guy.
Right.
That has nothing to do with his political or social stances or viewpoints, right? Then he becomes president of the United States. So I ask you this question.
Yes.
At what point do you end a friendship over your longtime friend's political or social stance? You see what I mean? Is that a deal breaker? Is that a bridge burner in a friendship that's spanned 40 years?
Skip, I had a conversation with a guy. He said, I remember 50 years ago, if you got married, you wanted someone in the same race. And then, as it started to move forward, you say you want someone in the same religion. Now it's come down to where we are now. You want someone in the same political party. That seems to be the deal breaker. But for me, Skip Bayless, I refuse to be friends with someone if I can't. I just can't.
Remember, your friendship predates what you find out about.
Yeah, but once I find out, see, what I don't know can't hurt me. What I find out will hurt our friendship.
Okay.
That's the way I look at it, Skip Bayless. I just can't. For me, Skip Bayless, and some people, because anything that this administration puts in effect, it can affect Stephen Ross. Everybody doesn't have the luxury of just voting one way. Well, he did this, so I'm voting with that. Or he did that, I'm voting for this. Some people, and I'm glad there have been a lot of people that, you know what, said, you know what, now I could vote, and this is for my best financial means. But for the greater good of the country, when will people set aside money and says, for the greater good of this country moving forward, this is what needs to transpire? Because right now, we're like, yeah, I know he's a racist, but the economy is doing good. Yeah, I know he's taking rights away from, but the economy is doing great. I'm making a lot of money. Come on. Does money mean that much to people, Skip?
Okay, but you still seem to support Robert Kraft, and he continues to say, Donald's my friend, right?
But for me, do I look at Mr. Kraft a little differently before that, I found out he was flying on Air Force One with President Trump and all that? Yes, I do, Skip. But for me, I'm conflicted, and I am, Skip. And I was thinking about that on the way when we finally came to the conclusion that we're going to talk about this. I'm like, man, Mr. Kraft has been so good to me. He's always goes out of his way to speak, and he watches the show and says, we're doing a great job. But damn, the man he supports think less of people of me and people of color Yeah, you're right, Skip. I really never gave it the thought that it probably deserved, but you're forcing me to have to make a decision about a man that I've had respect for, and he's been great. Not good, he's been great.
Agreed. I got it. I'm with you. But in the biggest picture, we're talking about deal-breaking issues at hand here.
Yes.
And by the way, to me, among NFL owners, Robert Kraft, Stephen Ross have been two of the more open-minded, sort of quote-unquote liberal thinking owners. Those two, right?
You see Mr. Kraft, he goes and he stands beside Meek Mill as he's fighting for social justice.
There you go.
He stands beside him and says, this man has been wrong, he's been railroaded, he deserves a fair trial, he needs to be free.
But to your point,
he supports a guy that's...
Okay, but what do you say? Bottom line, these are two big businessmen.
Yeah.
And in the end, that's what's going to prevail.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
At the end of the day, money win them. Yeah.
Okay.
Trump's
Got it.
home.
Is that where Flores, what he said makes sense, where the communication part doesn't mean your friendship has to end with Kraft? Could this open up a different dialogue?
Yeah, I would like to have a conversation with him and honestly say, you know how the president feel about people
I would like to hear about that. I would like to see that happen.
Because I like Mr. Kraft, I have profound respect for you. But you know how President Trump feels about minorities. You know the things that he said. You know that's not a tinge. You know, people like to use the term tinge with race. Come on, man. That's just out and out.
Stephen Ross says that he has actually argued this issue with Donald Trump.
And?
So, well, I don't know. But he says they have had discussions about this. Okay?
Yeah. I'm gonna have, I honestly, Skip, I'm gonna have a conversation with Mr. Kraft.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Because I have so much respect for him. But yeah, this is now President Trump is who he is. That's him. But I can't. It's going to be hard for me to support someone that supports that.
Okay.
I got it.
I look forward to hearing how that conversation goes. Thank you guys for sharing both the honesty there. We are going to talk a bit more about Tom Brady. Speaking of Mr. Kraft, could he really get traded? We have former Pro Bowler Antonio Cromartie with us to help. We'll go there next.
AT&T has dropped NFL Network from AT&T Uverse and DirecTV Now. Fans will miss out on the #1 destination for everything NFL, including year-round coverage of all 32 teams. Go to iwantNFLnetwork.com to find a provider today.
The King served people his new $1 crispy taco.
Burger King taco. I didn't know they made tacos.
It's super crispy.
It definitely hits the spot. It's a flavorful taco. You mean to tell me it's only $1?
Talk about a surprise. It's Burger King's new $1 crispy taco. Only at Burger King.
With all that USAA offers, why go with anybody else? We know their rates are good. We know that they're always going to take care of us.
It was an instant savings, and I should have changed a long time ago.
We're the Tennies, and we're USAA members for life.
Call USAA to start saving on insurance today.
Keeping the night interesting is all about setting the right tone. Lower carbs, lower calories, higher expectations. The light beer you've been waiting for has arrived. Corona Premier.
I'm finding it hard to stay on top of things.
A faster laptop could help. Plus, tech support to stay worry-free.
Worry-free. Boom.
Boom!
Now save up to $200 on all Lenovo products. Save up to $200 at Office Depot Office Max or OfficeDepot.com.
I'm just going.
Summer. It's exactly 8,121,600 seconds long. We made the redesigned 2019 Jeep Cherokee so you don't miss a single one.
Now get 0% financing for 72 months on the 2019 Jeep Cherokee.
Introducing the new Eat and Play Combo at Dave & Buster's. Your choice of 10 craveable menu items plus a $10 game card starting at $18.99. The new Eat and Play Combo, only at Dave & Buster's.
When you need the fuel to be your nephew's #1 fan, Holiday Inn Express. We're there so you can be too.
2,000 fence posts, 900 acres, 48 bales, all before lunch, which we caught last Saturday. We earn our scars. We wear our work ethic. We work until the work's done. When it is, a few hours of shut-eye to rest up for tomorrow, the day we'll finally get something done.
Nothing gets a family's full attention like my freshly prepared chicken. The delicious KFC $20 fill-up with 8 pieces of extra crispy chicken and sides will surely get your kids off their phones. And they may even look at you, their loving parent. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
It's an MLB doubleheader Saturday on FS1.
Need a car? Good old days.
Here we go.
However you get there, make an entrance. Turo, way better than a rental car. Fast and Furious presents Hobbs & Shaw, only in theaters.
Hi, I'm Jesse. And I'm Ben. We started Hubble because contact lenses are too expensive. At Hubble, our fresh daily contacts are affordable and delivered straight to you. Get your first 2 weeks free at HubbleContacts.com.
Yeah, hair loss runs in my family, but I use Keeps, the easiest way to keep my hair. And it only costs $1 a day. Learn more at Keeps.com.
Wishes is more than baked beans. It's also beans and beans. What he means is adding rich flavor and protein to any meal is simple with black bean fiesta or Southwestern style pinto beans. Beans?